All right, now with TJ, he won the contract in early August. What did you think about the performance he had? Was it almost did we even get to see anything about him?
Man, I like the kid. I've been around him in the gym out there in Vegas and all that stuff. Yeah, he's good, but I feel like he got an opponent that pussed out. I feel like I don't care if you injure my rib and it's so bad that I can't continue. I'm gonna give myself a chance to land something in that second round. I'm not gonna just quit on the stool. And I feel like he was in a lot of trouble early. I feel like he was in trouble early. With like 10 different submissions, he was kind of getting, then Swain was landing on his feet and stuff like that. So I mean, I feel like he performed well and he did what he needed to do to get the contract, but I feel like there's definitely more to be seen from him, and yeah, we'll just find out. But I feel like he got the kid that just kind of pushed out on him. He was just like, man, this kid's overwhelming. He's strong. Like I can't get, but he had him in trouble 3 or 4 times, an arm bar, trying, a few things. So. Yeah, I mean, congrats to him for winning the contract, but we'll see what he's really about.
So you've been around him. You said you've trained with him on multiple occasions. Have you sparred with him?
No,
Is there anything
I've,
like that?
I've, no, nope. I just been around him in the gym. We never went together or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, and it's only been on a few occasions, man. I've talked to him before, and he's a nice kid, man. Yeah, it's all business at this point.
Yeah. So what makes the matchup interesting to you? You know what I mean? Like, what about him that when you saw his name, you're like, oh yeah, he's a worthy challenger.
Man, he's one. I feel like he's kind of like a newer generation of fighters. I feel like he's been doing it for, the word is he's been doing it for a long time. And since he's been young and all that stuff, and he's a short, stocky, good, decent wrestler, good wrestler. He can, he's got good top pressure and all that. So I mean, he's 12-3, and he's an up and comer. So I mean, he got a contract. Dana gave it to him. So obviously, I feel like he's a worthy challenger of being in the UFC. I actually, it's crazy. I went up to Canada and fought, and he was. I fought that Jesse Arnett kid a while ago. It was like one of my last fights at 35, and he was like had like a second pro fight that night or something. And I remember like the big buzz about TJ Laramie turning pro, and like he knocked out some bum or something. But yeah, it was a big deal. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the matchup.
How do you see, man, yourself earning that first UFC victory?
Man, I'm just gonna go in there and I'm gonna show everybody like how my game's gonna evolve. So everybody knows that you're gonna have 5 minutes of hell with me, right? Because everybody knows that the first round me, but we're gonna stretch that out a little longer. And if I don't get him in 5 minutes, we're gonna be able to go like that for. We're gonna slow the fight down and go like that for 15 minutes and just have fun, and just fight my fight, and that's all there is to it. When I fight my fight and I fight that all the way through, like there's not many guys that I feel like can beat me. So it's gonna be a fun one, man. It's gonna be a scrap.
You get a quick turnaround around 5 weeks. Did you plan on coming back so quick after getting that contract?
I mean, honestly, I didn't really plan it. I just really liked the matchup. So I was hoping more for like November, early December, or something like that. But I was pretty determined to get at least like one fight in this year, though. So, but I got it offer quick enough to where I didn't really get too out of shape, which was good. I'm still pretty sharp from the last fight, and the stylistic matchup between my previous opponent and this one are super similar. So once I kind of looked up Minner a little more, it was like a no-brainer to take the fight because I felt like I'd pretty much already trained for a similar opponent. If anything, he's just a tad bit smaller than Daniel Swain.
Minner, he's good on the ground. Do you just focus a lot of grappling for this camp?
I'm not too like. There's not really anybody who's grappling where I feel like I really have to focus, because I feel like I'm a great grappler. Especially for MMA, I feel like I do a lot of damage on top. So if someone's comfortable on their back and you make them uncomfortable in the position that they're most, you know what I mean? I feel like that's when things really start to go downhill for them. I feel like you've seen that in my last fight. So I mean, Minner can try to sub me off his back, but I mean, that's not a great position to be in for MMA in general. So it's a place where you can take a lot of damage and not really win a fight on the points. If you're just trying to go for a submission, I'm sure it's a great spot, but the chances of that happening are slim to none. So,
You know, you have a pretty good understanding of Minner. You know, he's very, very similar to Swain. But what unique thing or aspect does he bring to the matchup, you feel?
He's going to be slightly more offensive when it comes to wrestling versus Swain, where he kind of doesn't really utilize his offensive wrestling as much. But Minner's going to attack my neck a lot more than Swain would. But other than that, they're almost identical. You know, I feel like Swain's a lot better striker than Minner, but Minner's a little bit more unpredictable on the feet. So it's with a guy like that, you never really know 100% what version of them you're going to get on fight night. So I feel like literally within the first minute, I'll get a good idea of what kind of fight it's going to be.
What a version of you are we going to get on your UFC debut?
You're definitely going to get a better version than the last one. I always come better than the previous. And I feel like my last fight, I was so nervous just because it was just the opportunity, not just the opportunity, but just the fact that fighting in a dead silent gym where you can only hear coaches talking, you know what I mean? It's actually, it's like an eerie feeling, you know, especially on the Contender Series. You don't get your name announced. You don't get any of that. It's just ready, fight. So I feel like because I've had that experience now, I feel like I'm even more ready for this fight. Just based on having fought so soon, I'm going to be a little bit more comfortable in that situation.
So basically, you're saying that since you have that Contender Series experience, that the octagon jitters, there is none.
Yeah, I don't feel like there. If anything, the Contender Series is more pressure in my eyes. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of like a do or die. It's like, I mean, worst comes to worst. You know what I mean? If he does get lucky and beat me, then I get to come back and fight for the UFC and try again. You know what I mean? But that's not going to happen.